Good evening, Philadelphia. Isn't this supposed to be the city of brotherly love? I love your passion. Thank you so much for welcoming me and the NHL family to one of the most historic cities in America.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Montreal Connected. Now, is Gary Bettman the best boss in pro sports? Now, I'm not asking you that. That is actually the title of Stephen Brunt's latest for Sportsnet. He joins us now to talk about the NHL commissioner. Now, Stephen, in the past, you've been critical of Bettman. What's with the newfound respect, buddy?
I was kind of having some fun with that and having some fun with my own history with Gary Bettman. I have written very critically about him over the years, with good reason, I would argue, and we've never been particularly close. But it just occurred to me, given Roger Goodell's enormous fall from grace, the NFL commissioner, over the Ray Rice scandal, with Roger Goodell holding on by his fingernails, with Bud Selig, the commissioner of baseball, about to depart, certainly with a very mixed legacy. He's had some successes, but there are some things that baseball fans certainly don't like about Bud Selig. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, it's early days for him. He handled the Donald Sterling affair very well, but he also got lucky there. Someone came and paid $2 billion for the franchise, made his life a little easier. So kind of by process of elimination, I guess, Gary Bettman's wound up at the top. Although you have to be absolutely fair, and I'll be absolutely fair, the NHL is stable right now. They have long-term labor peace. They have a couple of franchises with some issues, but almost every other sport does. And they've got a great big Canadian TV deal in their back pocket as well. So you have to, to be fair to Gary Bettman and the people at the league, they're in pretty good shape. And you have to, if you're going to blame them for all the other stuff, you have to give them some credit for this. Okay, so you're embracing him for all those things that you listed, but really, I mean, maybe he's just the best of the worst. But a poll on Sportsnet, the website, says that 7 out of 10 fans. Well, they're disagreeing with you, Stephen. So why don't the fans embrace Bettman? Why can't they? Well, they're never going to embrace him. The hockey crowd, especially the Canadian hockey crowd, will never embrace him because they perceive him as an outsider. Remember, he's a guy who came over from the NBA. He is not a hockey guy. So that's number one. They have at times felt that he was hostile to the interests of hockey in Canada and more NHL teams in Canada. I'm not sure about that. I think there were some kind of realities he had to deal with and some maneuvering he had to do. But we do have 7 NHL teams in Canada now. We had 6 when he started, so that's a positive step. He came in during a very tumultuous time in the early 90s. He was hired effectively by Bruce McNall, who was running the Kings in those days, who turned out to be a crook. There were a lot of wild and woolly things that happened in this league during the Bettman years. And if we're in an era of relative peace and prosperity now, I guess he can claim that as his own. Well, I'm sure he's happy to have a friend in you, Stephen. We'll see you next week. Oh, yeah. See you, Wilder.